the biggest con artist, really on TV of any kind, joyless Reid, bigot, homophobe, and all the rest. Go.
The exit polls showed that which was interesting, that the coronavirus, or that the virus, was a very
low
was not importance to many of the voters there. It was education,
right,
which is code for white parents don't like the idea of teaching about race.
That's unbelievable. So now the word education is code for white people or parents don't like teaching about race. You know, when I was in public school, they taught me about race. They taught me about slavery. They taught me about the assassination of Lincoln and what came after Lincoln. We were taught about the Klan. We were taught about all these things. What we weren't taught is that this is a white dominant society and that the only way to survive in this society is to overthrow it. And all the rest of the Marxist modeling and propaganda. That we were not indoctrinated about in elementary school or middle school or high school. We would learn Marx, but it wouldn't become part of our environment. It wouldn't become part of us. It wouldn't be part of our indoctrination. It would be taught like Aristotle or Plato, and there's Marx, and there's Hegel, and there's Rousseau, and Kant, and so forth. But we were never taught that this is how we should conduct ourselves. And so the ignoramuses here, it's just unbelievable. You know, they like to think that they're smarter than us, that they're more knowledgeable than us. They're a bunch of parakeets, one repeating after the other. Oh, it's not taught, it's not taught. Oh, yeah, the white parents don't want to teach it. Is that not a racist comment? Is that not a racist comment? White parents don't want their kids taught about race? Really? Go.
Unfortunately, race is just the most palpable tool in the toolkit. It used to be of the Democratic Party back in the day when there were Dixiecrats, and now of the Republican Party. It just is powerful. Well, Trump approved Republican Glenn Youngkin's closing message to Virginia voters has almost singularly focused on
Here we are on Trump again. Trump again. Here's the truth about this business. Their ratings are in the toilet. When Trump was president, their ratings were through the roof because they attracted, obviously, you know, what's attracted to light, to the TV screen. Mosquitoes, you know, flies, that sort of thing. But they attracted their base because this is really a political operation. This is AOC, Tlaib, Omar, and that crowd, ideologically. So in order to get ratings, they need to appeal to the half-wits and the nitwits. Well, now what are they going to do? The half-wit and nitwit is in the White House. You know, it's Biden. And the guy's not attracting the attention. And so that's got to be every other word out of their mouth has to be Trump. Go ahead.
Race, stoking hysteria over the coded boogeyman of critical race theory, which is not currently taught in any Virginia public school.
I would love to debate her, but she would never, ever, ever debate me. It's not... I would bet her a fortune. Remember, I bet Terry McAuliffe $1 million that if Youngkin is elected governor, that he would not be able to eliminate all abortions. Of course, he didn't take me up on it. And I would bet her $1 million. If I can show you where critical race theory is in fact taught in the classrooms, you want to have a bet? Why not? Go ahead.
From banning Toni Morrison's Beloved, this epic novel, a Pulitzer Prize-winning seminal work of American fiction that recounts the horrors of slavery, to casting himself as the candidate of...
Don't you think this is a little bit of a reach, folks? A woman who's in his commercial wants to ban a book, and so that means Youngkin obviously supports banning the book. I mean, that's unbelievable. What if the woman in the commercial wouldn't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Does that mean Youngkin doesn't want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? It's just absurd. He's never said ban that book. Now, here's a book that they've banned. May I? I think I will. No, they didn't outwardly ban it. There's over 14,000 school districts in this country. How many school libraries is this book in? I suspect none, or very, very few. Isn't that a form of banning? I know I'm not Toni Morrison. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, over 1.1 million copies, apparently not too many school districts. Go ahead.
So-called parents' rights, vowing to ban
So-called parents' rights. Go ahead.
theory, which again is not taught if elected. Again, it's not taught in any Virginia public schools.
Wherever you look, it looks like these college-educated suburban white voters who Democrats thought were breaking their way, you know, they rallied back around critical race theory. And again, you know, for me,
They didn't rally around critical race theory. They rallied against critical race theory. Go ahead.
critical race theory, Joy, is just the most recent, more eloquent iteration of
Trump.
the Southern strategy, right?
Oh, now it's the Southern strategy. So all these white moms in the suburbs who moved for Youngkin and had voted for Biden and Obama, they're now part of the Southern strategy. Now, these are Northerners in Southern states, but they're now part of the Southern strategy, a racist strategy. They're throwing out every stupid-ass thing they could possibly think of. Trump, it must be Trump. No, it's the Southern strategy. Go ahead.
Be crosstown busing, whether it be the welfare queen, whether it be defund the police. This original sin of America keeps evolving, and critical race theory is the most latest and most eloquent, quite frankly, iteration of the Southern strategy, in a way, quite frankly, to tribalize an election, to tribalize an electorate in a way to drive up the white vote. And whether Terry comes back or not, I think that critical race theory was central to Youngkin's sort of close here, and that he's made it so close. And a lot of these suburban...
What's amazing about this? Critical race theory is racist. And so now to oppose racism is racist. Now to oppose a modernized form of segregation is racist. And at bottom, to oppose Marxism, which undergirds it all, is now racist. You could hear Cori Bush, who's attacked Manchin. She said he's obviously anti-immigrant, anti-family, anti-child, anti-minority, because he won't buy off on their agenda. So if you're not a Marxist, or if you don't support Marxism, or if you don't shut up in the face of Marxism, you're obviously part of the antebellum South. You're obviously part of the Southern strategy. You're obviously one of Donald Trump's reprobates. You're obviously smart.
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to LevinTV.com and subscribe now.